God, Father, Son, and Spirit. When creation wasn't, before time there was to call, was that eternal moment in which God was all in all, the eternal moment in which God is and in which God, uncreated sole existence, shouts I am into the void. For within eternal wholeness God is love and God is free, complete in God's self alone and yet not solitary. In God the act of loving, like a parent loves their child, means there in God must be that which reflects that loving kind. Give me grace to express what I must here to set the scene, before I go on to explain just a bit more of what I mean. That's not the end of who God is, not just love's give and take. In God, love is so powerful, another in God it makes. God who loves we call the Father, that's the closest we can come, to understanding who he is, prime cause of all that's seen and said and done. He's head, he has that honour, even though none are above. God is one and God is equal, like the fingers of a glove. Since the love of God the Father is active, it's a verb, there must be one who's beloved, the one John calls the Word, who spoke into the darkness and through whom all was made, the one we call the Son, not born but part of God always. And then we have the Spirit, third of the Trinity. She's the love that flows between them, love so strong, and that is she. God in overalls. What's more, she comes and dwells within, bringing inspiration, love, convicting us of sin. Not to condemn, no, but to make us better than we were, transforming us that we might love the whole world just like her. So Father, Son, and Spirit, God the three in one, were there at the beginning and still will be when all's done. Complete, each needs no other, lacking not at all, identical in nature, differentiate in role, equal in their majesty in all ways you can mention, self-giving twixt themselves, united in triune perfection. Not three gods but one alone, as was revealed thenceforth. It was out of their love that flowed that great creative force. God spoke into the void, for love it is that must create, making all that isn't God, of which he spoke and said, that's great. Each in perfect unity, and each within their role, created all that isn't God, spoke forth, and it was so. Father is the source of all, font of love and power. The Son is sent, Redeemer, and creation's great endower. Through Spirit, brooding hoverer, enactor and applier, God in overalls, I said, came breath and life's bright fire. She speaks of what she hears, we're told, each spark of life she brings. She dwells within believers, speaks of God, convicts of sin. Since for God there is no separation from the willing to creation said is done, no interval there being, then God is love and truth, for if to speak is to create, then untruth be uncreation, a loveless empty state. For God to reveal himself to any part of his creation, there must be means of telling what is will and what is action. And so the roll of time it separates cause and effect, that we can come to know prime cause himself should he elect. God's love full and perfect commits God's self to his creation, that it achieve in full maturity, reflection of his being. And so we come now to consider what it was God made, for it's upon creation's stage that salvation's acts are played.